Some call him the last great circus strongman, but perhaps a more accurate title would simply be the greatest strongman. Joseph L. Greenstein was born 3 months premature on July 15, 1893, in Suwałk, Poland, into the poorest family in town. Weighing less than 4 pounds, Joseph Greenstein was fortunate to even survive his infancy. For the majority of his childhood, his constitution was poor and his body frail. Standing less than 5 feet 4 inches in height as a teenager, Joe was a young man of small stature. At the age of 40, the Isakov Brothers Circus came to town, and Joseph Greenstein saw a poster for Russian strongman champion Volanko. He immediately felt drawn to the chiseled strongman and the feats of strength depicted on the poster. With no money to see the show, Joseph attempted to sneak in. He was caught, beaten, and left for dead. When the beating had finally ceased, Joseph tried to crawl home. He didn't make it far before he encountered champion Volanko himself. Volanko felt sorry for Joseph and took care of the young man. Volanko offered to show Joseph how to properly eat, train, and harness his determination into overcoming physical limitations. Joseph accepted the offer and joined Volanko on tour. Less than 2 years later, Joseph was a chiseled man. Greenstein began his career as a wrestler. Shortly after marrying and after encountering rising anti-Semitism, Greenstein emigrated to the United States. It was in America where Greenstein and the legend of the Mighty Atom truly took shape. In 1940, Kid Greenstein was shot in the head in Galveston, Texas. Greenstein left the hospital the same day, convinced that his physical conditioning saved his life. Determined to show the world the marvels of his lifestyle, Greenstein truly began his career as a strongman. The Mighty Atom was able to break chains with his hands and by expanding his chest. He was known to bend iron bars or horseshoes with his teeth. He often bent half-inch rolled steel rods into arch shapes and drove nails through wood with his bare hands. He could change a car tire without any tools and could literally bite through nails with his teeth. His most famous exploit took place on September 29, 1928 at Buffalo Airport, when in front of a large crowd of witnesses, he held his ground with his hair tied to an airplane accelerating at 60 miles per hour. The Mighty Atom was a true superhero, and he was best known for fighting intolerance. In 1936, he hospitalized 6 disorderly longshoremen following a dramatic fight. The story was on the front page of many New York papers. The headline read, "Little Giant knocks out 6." In 1938 again, in New York, the Mighty Atom tore a sign that stated, "No dogs or Jews allowed," from the front of the building. In the fight that followed, the Mighty Atom injured, hospitalized, and defeated 20 men. He was arrested for the incident but was released when the court refused to believe he worked alone. During World War II, Mighty Atom volunteered his time to Uncle Sam bond drive. He demonstrated his strength by pulling a truck loaded with passengers and sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of bonds. The Mighty Atom assisted without any compensation in the recruitment of New York City police force. He toured the city for 2 years, giving demonstrations of jiu-jitsu, judo and wrestling to interest men into joining the civilian police force. Greenstein continued to perform well into his 80s. His last public performance was on May 11, 1977. On October 8, 1977, Joseph Greenstein succumbed to cancer at the age of 84. He remains the mightiest little man to have ever walked the earth.